Picture this, an old school standing tall, but it's got this haunting vibe, like it's just waiting to spill its secrets. Built way back in 1923, it's definitely seen better days. Honestly, it felt way more eerie than welcoming. As I strolled into this town, I could feel this mix of excitement and dread bubbling up inside me, pushing me to check out the school and its shadowy grounds. You ever walk into a place and your heart starts racing, not just from the thrill, but also from that little voice in your head saying, "What's lurking here?" Yeah, that was totally me in that moment. Imagine this. It was a Friday afternoon, and the bell rang, unleashing students like a swarm of startled birds. They rushed out, laughter echoing. But beneath their carefree chatter, I sensed an undercurrent of something darker. I settled on the steps outside, absorbing the chaotic energy. But once the crowd thinned, a chill crept up my spine. I took a deep breath, steeling myself, and stepped through the open doors into the school. Inside, it felt like stepping into a forgotten era. I wandered past classrooms with names like botany and history, the air thick with dust and memories. The library loomed ahead, its high shelves crammed with old, musty books that seemed to breathe stories of long-gone souls. Who doesn't love the smell of old books, right? But this scent felt different, more like a warning than a welcome. In the principal's office, a staff directory from 1981 caught my eye, pinned to the corkboard. I peeled it away, and my heart sank, as I discovered a crumpled photograph of a couple taped to the back. Water-damaged and faded, the man had a full beard, while the woman, with her long hair and vintage dress, looked as if she belonged to another time. A strange connection tugged at me, as if they were beckoning me into their forgotten world. But just like that, the warmth faded, replaced by a suffocating dread. I turned, and the sound of footsteps echoed behind me. My heart raced, pounding in my chest like a war drum. I bolted, panic clawing at my insides as I sprinted toward the exit, glancing back to see a tall, thin figure moving with an unsettling grace. Fear surged through me until I finally burst out into the night, not stopping until I was safely home. Once inside, I locked my door, desperate for safety. I changed my clothes, splashed water on my face, and stared into the mirror, my wide eyes reflecting the terror swirling within me. I tried to convince myself it was just some creepy staff member, maybe a guy who had been lurking. Yeah, that had to be just some weirdo following me home from school. But deep down, I knew that wasn't right. The school was deserted. It was the weekend. My room was quiet, everything in its place, but that gnawing feeling wouldn't leave. Something was off, and I couldn't shake the sense that I wasn't alone. As the night dragged on, the house settled around me, every creak and groan amplifying my unease. I told myself it was just the house, that I was safe. But as I drifted into a restless sleep, the nightmare returned, picking up right where it left off. The oppressive dread washed over me again, and I felt a presence lurking, waiting in the shadows. I sat up, heart racing, and slowly turned to face the closet door. It was slightly ajar. I stared at it, breath hitching in my throat. Then, I screamed. Whatever was hiding inside bolted the closet door swinging wide as I scrambled back on my bed, my own breath echoing like a warning in the silence. And then I saw it. On the floor, in the middle of the closet, lay a dress, an old-fashioned dress, just like the one the woman wore in that photograph. How did it get here? What sinister connection did it have to me? I stood frozen, the air thick with dread, until I finally mustered the courage to approach. I reached for the dress, pulling it from the shadows. It was old, dirty, and musty, sending goosebumps prickling up my arms. I should have tossed it aside, but an inexplicable pull kept me tethered to it, as if it held secrets begging to be uncovered. Can you imagine? Holding something that felt like it had a story, a dark history waiting to be unraveled. I took the dress downstairs, compelled by an unseen force. I had to return to the school. Something was calling me back, and I couldn't ignore it. Each step toward the school felt like stepping deeper into a darkened mystery. The night was still, but the air crackled with anticipation, as if the shadows themselves were alive. Approaching the school, the familiar outline morphed into something menacing under the moonlight. I took a deep breath, the weight of the dress heavy in my hands, and pushed the doors open once more. The creaking hinges echoed ominously, sending chills racing down my spine. Inside, the silence enveloped me, thick and suffocating. Dim light from the windows cast eerie shadows, making everything feel surreal and foreboding. My heart pounded as I made my way back to the principal's office, the place where my nightmare had begun. What was I searching for? answers, closure, or perhaps a connection to a past that refused to let go. Whatever it was, I felt the weight of the school's countless stories pressing down on me, and I was determined to uncover the truth hidden within its haunted halls. With the dress clutched tightly in my hands, I stepped into the principal's office, the air thick with tension. I scanned the room, seeking any clue that could unravel the mystery binding the dress, the photograph, and the school itself. I needed to know who that woman was, what her story held, and why her dress had ended up in my closet. The adventure was just beginning, but the darkness loomed, ready to reveal its secrets.